Uh, this is Team 15, Project 1 for Mechanical Design 2, and we're presenting Xerox.
Amjad Naji.
My name is Raymond Orge.
I'm Alex Rosenqvist.
And I am Jonathan Ricknauth.
Xerox is an American global corporation that sells document solution and services, digital imaging, computer peripherals, and documentation technology product. Xerox headquartered is in Norwalk, Connecticut, moved from Stamford, Connecticut in October 2007. As a large developed company, it consistently placed in the list of Fortune 500 company. Their estimated net worth is about $11 billion. It operates in around 160 countries of the world, and it has more than 130,000 employees. Xerox was founded in 1906 in Rochester, USA. Then it was known as the Holiday Photographic Company. Their first manufacturing released products were photographic papers and equipment. In 1938, a physicist named Charles Carleton invented technology of printing using electrically charged drums and dry powder. Xerox has taken his invention and developed it. In 1955, they introduced their first automatic printer. The company changed its name to Xerox Corporation. Then Xerox introduced their first plain photocopier machines, which made them millions and led to the rise of Xerox. Also, Xerox has collaborated with Fujifilm Company in 1970 and established Palo Alto Research Center. During 1990s, company started touting itself as document solution company and focuses on digital products and computer peripherals. They have succeeded and business has boomed for Xerox. In 1998, Xerox profits grew at record 20% annually, and its share price were soaring. However, in 2001, company had big setbacks and stock price fell by 95%. The world was then by going rapidly, and digital company had failed to keep up with the digestion of the world. Poor management in Xerox couldn't keep up with the new world and rapid competition, thus their products were outdated and customers started losing faith in Xerox products. Later 2000s, Xerox management decided to spend on new products and surface solutions and started competing with information technology companies like HP and Canon. Xerox was neglected their core business copying machines, which was receiving tough competition from new companies like Canon and Rich and Sharp. However, Xerox has always been an innovating-driven company, and new hubs are seen under new leadership and restructuring of the company. Xerox is seeking to innovate the way of the world connects, communicates, and works.
In 1938, Chester Carlson, an American inventor, physicist, and patent attorney, created the world's first xerographic image in his own New York City laboratory in Astoria in November 22nd, 1938. Xerography is a dry copying process in which a black colored powder adheres to parts of the surface, remains electrically charged after being exposed to light from an image of the document that is to be copied. In 1949, the world's first xerographic copier was created. The process was slow, tedious, which required multiple steps. On screen, you can see what was known as Model A looked like. 10 years after, in 1959, a more sophisticated economical model known as Xerox 914 was introduced to the public, known for being the first automatic plain paper commercial copier, which would revolutionize the industry. With an increase in research and development, two breakthroughs were announced in 1970, first being a two-sided copier, which lowered the amount of print time, reducing both paper costs and storage, as well as lessening impacts on the environment. Second innovation being electrostatic printing. Instead of using ink and pressure, this new technology transfers images using an electrostatic charge and toner, allowing for digital documents to be placed on paper. In 1977, the industry's first xerographic laser printer model, Xerox 9700, is created by the addition of a laser beam in its design, which was proposed by Xerox engineer Gary Starkweather. A few years after, in 1982, built-in microcomputers with low bandwidth Ethernet cables are utilized in the company's 10 series copiers, which helped serve as a pioneer for this swiftly evolving industry. The DocuColor 2000, which was an acknowledgement for the 2000-year millennium, was another series set intended and optimized for personalized, just-in-time, and e-commerce printing, which contributed to praise, renown over countries, earning a title of international acclaim. An estimated 5,000 units are expected to be sold within the next 2 subsequent years. In 2009, the Color Cube 9200 series multifunction printer becomes one of the company's most recent advancements, which delivered breakthrough advantages in cost, usage, compatibility, and sustainability. This model, combined with the company's solid ink technology with their innovative and advanced multifunction product leadership.
Xerox is very well known for the first and most famous product, the photocopier. It was called the Model 914, and it was a huge success for the industry. It transformed Xerox as a company, having a revenue of $60 million in '61 to $300 million in '65. Their machines were so famous that the phrase, "Could you Xerox this document?" was synonymous with photocopy. In the '60s, Xerox developed the 813 model. It was modeled after the bigger 914, but it was redesigned to be faster and small enough to fit on the desk. Xerox also developed the first commercially available duplicator with features such as the first automatic document feeder, paper slitter and perforator, and a collator. It was designed with for a big office space and could print up to 24 pages per hour. A few years later, the 3600 came out, and although it was very similar to the 2400, it was 50% faster. In the 70s, Xerox opened the park and developed many new inventions that were integrated into the photocopies through the years, and this made them faster, more compact, and lighter. Some of his developments are double-sided printing, electrostatic printing, laser beam printing, variable zoom reduction, and electronic lightness and darkness control. In the 80s, Xerox integrated large displays into their commercial line, where the user could interact with the machine. It had a user-friendly interface to select different settings alongside a help feature that could help solve problems, such as paper jams. During this time, Xerox started to receive a lot of competition from the Asian market. These companies were producing smaller, more efficient, and more reliable products, and redirected Xerox focus into quality control and redesigning their product line. In the 90s, Xerox started integrating all their products into the single machine, and thus the multifunction machine was born. This could do scanning, faxing, printing, and copying. Xerox also developed a software that enabled you to fax a document straight from your computer. At this time, the DocuColor 40 was a huge success on the market and could print 40 full color pages per minute. It was such a good product that it recaptured 50% of the market share. In the early 2000s, Xerox purchased Tektronix, a company experimenting with solid ink technology, which involves storing ink in solid form and then melting it before applying. It was a very efficient process and it minimizes waste. This technology now forms part of the Xerox Phaser product line. They also developed a dual engine printer, which involves 2 printers within the same machine to speed up the printing process. This set a new standard in speed, being able to print 170 pages per minute. As the world progressed into the digital world and printing was not as common, Xerox started to adapt into a new market and acquired Affiliated Computer Services, a company that offers company solutions. That was the start of the new era for Xerox, and as they began on becoming a service company.
The year 2016 marked Xerox's 110th anniversary as a company. It also marked a year with major changes such as new management and creative inventions. Early 2016, Ursula Brand's former CEO of Xerox Corporation announced a split to undergo within the company. It would split into 2 corporations focused on 2 major aspects of Xerox. One would still be called Xerox Corporation, but will focus on document technology, which is where they will create innovative ideas for the current and upcoming products. The Xerox Corporation will be headed by Jeff Jacobson, former president of Xerox Technology Business. The other corporation is Conduit Incorporated, which will hold its operations of business services. It handles with communications between customers as well as outsourcing their company services. Xerox hopes that by splitting the company, it can help customers innovate on how they communicate, connect, and work in order for greater productivity. The direct-to-object printer allows consumers to print onto 3D objects. The sizes of the objects can vary as small as a bottle cap to as big as a football helmet. The printer has a resolution of 300 to 1200 dots per inch and is able to complete up to 30 items per hour. The direct-to-object printer enables and enhances customers' creativity and allows for personalization of their items. The Xerox FreeFlow Digital Publisher is a publishing software solution to help workflow in the offices by utilizing printing and communications simultaneously. It is composed of two parts: document editing and cloud sharing. The document editing allows customers to create articles with many customizable options such as file format conversion. The cloud function helps businesses to share numerous files between workers and allows for easy access to files. Xerox hopes FreeFlow Digital Publisher will reduce production costs and time as well as increase work efficiency. Sometimes feedback from consumers allows companies to create new and innovative technology. These are the designs proposed to help Xerox create unique products. Today, there are many companies looking for the adaptation of alternative energy sources that can apply to their products. One alternative energy source that is plausible on a printer would be solar energy. It can reduce the cost of electricity and promote an eco-friendly society. The drawbacks to the design will be that the location of the printer will have to be in a room with an abundance of sunlight and have the solar panels directly toward the sun for maximum efficiency. The use of the printer has become massive for printing out reports for students to business reports for corporations. But these printers can be backed up with multiple documents and jobs and cause a waste of time on waiting on the documents to print. With a multi-job printer, it can do up to 4 jobs at once and reduce the amount of waiting time as well as the traffic for documents. As the dependence of printer grows, the multi-job printer can reduce the amount of time wasted and increase work efficiency. Xerox is a company that holds 110 years worth of history, as well as the pinnacle of printing technology, adapting to society needs and coming up with new and innovative ideas. They revolutionized the printer to greater heights. Xerox holds its position in the competitive race for innovative technology, despite going through major changes in their corporation. It is still able to create innovative ideas to help promote consumer needs and creativity, which varies from customizable 3D objects to uniform workflow in office communications productivity.